Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hypathy, my Road to Mastery, Part 2. Today I have a game here I played today against a 1300. My rating goes up very fast since I don't have the 25 game mark, but still I think this was an interesting game. Um, my opponent was very aggressive this game despite being down material, so that's why I believe this was interesting. Trying to defend this was surprisingly hard, so let's just jump right into the game. I played d4, they played e5, played knight f3. Then they did this weird queen attack, which I didn't expect, obviously. So I just developed my bishop. They pushed h6, I developed my knight. Then they played c6. I played d3 here, which is an accuracy because d4 is just an immediate attack on the center and just wins you the center. But it's an okay move. They played d6. I developed my bishop to e3, and then they played queen g6. I castled bishop e7, and I made another inaccuracy by putting my queen on e2. Why this is an accuracy is the same idea of pushing d4, which I managed to miss quite a few times. They decided to utilize this pin and place their bishop on h3, attacking my pawn. I dropped my knight back, which is the only move in the position. They developed their knight, I took, they took, and now I pushed d4. They developed their knight, I took, they took, and I shifted my king over to get out of the pin and make it so my knight could play the game. They attacked my queen, I booted them back with my pawn, and they just put their bishop on a good diagonal. I developed my knight and they castled, and I took this free pawn in the center, attacking this queen. I'm going to win another pawn. All's well. They drop their queen back to h6, which is an accuracy because you need to keep your queen developed, so you'd have some kind of attack over here. I took another pawn, and then they put their bishop here, which is just, you know, whatever. They lost their bishop, put their queen back on the open file. I took an extra pawn, which is not the best move, but I took it. They developed their knight attacking my bishop. I just dropped my knight back, and then they took this pawn. So I took their bishop, they took me back, and I took their knight. They give me a check. I drop back, and this is where the attack from their side really started. I pushed g4, a kind of counter-attacking move, and then they brought their rook over, pinning the pawn so that their queen was no longer under attack. And I shifted my queen over, so that now this queen was under attack, and I was threatening to take it. They moved their queen to h4. I played my bishop back to attack this queen and boot it out of here. Likely going to go here. But they instead moved to f6, which is also fine. I developed my rook to the open d file, and then they played h5, trying to open this up and bait me into taking this, which would still be winning, I believe. I just put my bishop back on this diagonal, which I, again, believe wasn't the best move, but it's an okay move. They played h4. I just put my queen on h3 to stop the pawn's advancement. They brought their king up. I brought my king up. And then they supported this pawn more with the rook. I took the free pawn in the corner because the rook had moved. They gave me a check. I shifted over. Their queen went back, and I brought my rook, my bishop back. They attacked my bishop. I put my bishop back on this very strong file, or this very strong diagonal. The reason it's very strong is because preventing a lot of queen moves that might be damaging my position. They move their rook to f8, which makes sense because the idea is to move this out of the way and then have a big attack on this pawn. I went knight d5. The queen shifted over, booting my knight back. Except there wasn't really a boot. There was an attack on this pawn. I decided I just didn't want to deal with it. I just brought my knight back. King went back. The same idea, except now the queen isn't there. They'll probably shift the rook over to that file. So I just took the pawn. Just because it was a free pawn. They brought their rook over to f6, g to f6, and I attacked their rook with my pawn. I decided to push it forward again. I want to bring my rook here and dominate the h-file. They took. I brought my queen back. They refused to trade, and then I attacked their queen. Now, according to the engine, the only move here is to take my pawn, counter-attacking the queen. But they played queen g6, which is a massive mistake because it loses a queen. And here they resigned because mate is forced. If you play something like, I don't know, play that, I will bring my queen here, here, take your rook, here, check, here, mate. So, not exactly, there's really no way to save this game. It's mate in 7 according to the engine. But this game, although it looked really simple to defend, I had to do a lot of calculation to make sure everything I was doing was right. There's a lot of ideas he had, which I believe he missed. For example, this move still would have been losing, but it wouldn't have been mate. But that's my analysis on the game. The accuracies and the blunders and all that are, I made 2 inaccuracies. I had a 95% accuracy and a 27 average centi pawn loss, which is better than last time, I believe. I believe last time I got a 30. My opponent got 7 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, 51 average centi pawn loss, and 89% accuracy. However, I would say that this guy definitely played better than the last guy. This is just, honestly, he played relatively well up until this point, and the disappointing bishop blunder and the losing of the pawns. He just played a weird opening, which sadly did not get him anywhere. But that's my analysis on the game. If you'd like to help me on my road to chess mastery, you are free to contact me in the YouTube comments, all that. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you in the next episode, and hope you have a good day. Bye.